Greetings, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. It's an exciting unboxing today. I'm checking out Star Trek Ascendancy by Gale Force 9. Now, I've had my eye on this one for quite a while, but there are several reasons why I didn't pull the trigger earlier than this. One was it's very expensive. It's quite a pricey game. The other was it was getting very polarised reviews. Some people absolutely loved it, some people didn't like it at all. Another reason was it is only a 3-player game in this core box set. Now you can buy extra races in the game, such as Cardassians and Ferengi and the Borg, but each one of those is $75 in New Zealand dollars and very expensive. And I didn't like the way the core set was 3 players and nothing else, and you had to pay all this extra money to get extra players. Having said that, of course, what are we doing here unboxing it if I had all those problems? Well, it went on special. I managed to get this set for a lot cheaper than the original price. I'm hoping that the expansions will also go down in price soon as well. I'm a big Star Trek fan, and I did like the idea of a big civilization-type Star Trek game that covers 50 years of Star Trek history. So I did get it, and here it is, and I'm unboxing it for you. Well, we've got a big box here. Ugh. Cardboard counters, lots of cardboard counters. That's the first thing we see upon opening the box. Now, of course, this is quite a long and complex game as well, so somehow I've got to find just 3 players to give it a go. These look like sort of travel routes or warp travel routes. Lots of those. More. I'm hoping it's really good, because if it is really good and the expansions go down in price, as I said, then I can play it with more players. It's going to be very interesting. Right, so what do we have here? This is a pamphlet for StarTrekOnline.com. Here's our rulebook. It's quite thick. Quite a lot of detail there. In fact, it looks like, what's that, 28, that's 30 pages. Let's just flip through so you can see what it looks like. Got lots of plastic bits. Large type. Photos from the series. And as you can see, this will be quite a job summarising all this for the Esoteric Order of Gamers, which of course I will eventually do. Wow. There you go. Oh look, the classic Picard facepalm. There's the book. Right, we've got some cards. This looks like the Federation control panel of some sort. Now I've got a plastic insert. That's good to see, but not a huge amount of stuff. It's not too bad. Got that. Oh, here's the Klingon control panel. And we've got the Romulan control panel. So you have the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans in the core set. There's a heap of planets. Let's have a look at these. There's good old Earth. And are these double-sided? No, they're not. Got explored, unexplored on the other side. And it looks like homeworlds. There's the Klingon homeworld, Kronos. Now, I'm a bit of a Star Trek fan. Always enjoyed it, so I'm going to really enjoy this game because I know a lot about the background. For non-Star Trek fans, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they enjoy it as much. I have a few friends who aren't into Star Trek, so we'll see if they enjoy the game as well. Got some blue dice. Cards, little cards, more cards and more cards, and some plastic. Let's have a closer look. Okay, these are the cards that come with the game, and the biggest deck is the exploration cards. This is probably the thematic linchpin of the game. It's got lots of things you can encounter based on the various series of Star Trek. So that should be fun. We've got a deck of Federation advancements and Romulan advancements and Klingon advancements. So these are the goodies you can presumably get during the game to give yourself more powers. Military, science, exploration, expansion, command, etc. There are some trade agreement cards. There's a few for each race. That's it. We've got these cards, which are turn order cards. I think these are used for bidding on the turn order. We've got, don't know what these are. These are fleet cards. Science, colonization, diplomatic, marauders, battle group, salt, science, battle group, and mining. And finally, what looks like some reference cards. Building phase, command phase. And finally, there's a whole bunch of plastic, and this is probably where most of the cost of the game goes, into making all this plastic stuff. What we have here is the 3 different races, and of course we've got these starships. We've got some lovely little enterprises there, and some Klingon ships and Romulan ships. Let's have a look at one of each. And there they are, very nice little ships too. I like these little enterprises, they're great. Got those. Then we've got fleet markers, and these come on a little stand. They fit on like so. Each race in the game has got a couple of these nice little markers which plug into the board. Or if I pop out this little runner here, there we go. There it is. That's a nice touch. It doesn't sits in there a little bit roughly, but I guess that'll work after a bit of use. It's a little bit rough, but it just sits in there. There's nothing attaching it to the back or anything, of course, to keep it flat. But yeah, it's a nice touch. There's another one over here. Then we've got some cultural nodes for each race. These are basically control markers. And finally, resource nodes. There's culture, production, and research. It's slightly confusingly, the production is the same colour as the Klingons, but I don't know if that's a problem during the actual game. And that's what you get in Star Trek Ascendancy. There you have it, folks, a look inside Star Trek Ascendancy. It looks like a lot of fun, especially for those people who like long, complex civilization building games. And if you're a Star Trek fan as well, well, it's right up your alley, let's face it. There's quite a lot in the box, and it really looks like something I can get my teeth into, especially with those friends of mine who enjoy Star Trek stuff. Of course, I will eventually have a rules summary on the Esoteric Order of Gamers for you. That'll be at orderofgamers.com. Let me know if you're a Star Trek fan and if you're interested in this game, or indeed have played it. I'd love to hear your experiences. You can contact me on the website or through Facebook, any number of other social media channels. And of course, you can chat with me on Patreon as well if you sign up and become a supporter. And if you do, I'll be very grateful indeed. Thank you for the support. This is Peter, Universal Head, signing off. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Live long and prosper.